Welcome to Learning in the Making. My name is Iran. I'm your host, and my pronouns are she and her. Here on Learning in the Making, we invite you to join us in project based lessons where we use materials that we find around the places that we live to discover, understand, and ultimately make the world around us. And today we are joined by Mario. Mario is an amazing STEAM educator, a comedian, artist. Mario is passionate about educational equity, about culturally responsive pedagogy. And I'm super, super grateful, Mario, to have met you and grateful to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. You're amazing. And thank you for having me on here.
Thank you. Thank you. So Mario, what are we going to be making and learning today?
We are going to be making cardboard headgear that expresses the love we have for us inside, outside, through this amazing medium. Cardboard headgear. Woo!
Ooh,
And
awesome.
cardboard is actually one of my favorite materials to work with because it's so easy and it's accessible. You can find it almost anywhere. Look in your recycling bin first.
True, true. So can you show us some examples?
Yeah. First, let me show you some examples of what headgear looks like throughout different cultures, just so you can get a sense. And you're like, why are we doing so and so? Um, I've never seen examples of self expressive headgear. So let me start off here. So here we have a drag queen wearing this beautiful, bright, vibrant wig on their head. They're expressing the love they have for themselves inside, but outside. They're also telling us they have a very loud personality and they're here and they're queer. And this color palette is just amazing, right? So they're also showing us their favorite colors. And here's my friend Tere. Tere is this amazing activist who is a person of Aztec ancestry. And she actually made her headgear that she's wearing on her head. And the reason why I love this one so much is not only is she expressing the love she has for her culture, she's also expressing her favorite baseball team. Can you guess it? Orange and black? It's the Giants. She loves the Giants. So she found a way to both give thanks to her ancestors and find and love what she appreciates about the Giants to do this headgear. And this last example right here is my little sister. She actually graduated online this year. And you could actually see she's wearing a little graduation cap. She made that out of cardboard and other materials and stickers as well. And she's expressing the work that she did to get herself from preschool to kindergarten, right? And that is amazing to me where someone can be like, oh, this is the thing I love about myself. It took me some time to get there, but I appreciate it and I want to show it off. And, you know, she, all of them really are just expressing different aspects of themselves through this medium. So, self expression and self love are both really great examples of resistance. And what does that mean? For a long time, Black and Brown people have been told how to act or what to love about yourself and don't love these certain aspects of yourself because they're not good or they're not the right way of loving yourself or that's not something you want to express, right? Especially living in the United States, I might feel like, oh, maybe my Salvadorian side should not be represented because that's not the dominant culture here. But it's up to me and to other people to resist that and be like, you know what? I love this part of myself. Let's show this off. Because if I'm here showing off my Salvadorian side and repping myself, I might find other Salvadorians. I might find community in resisting the oppression that we are living in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, self-love is absolutely a powerful tool. So what materials are we gonna need for today's project?
Yeah, we're going to be using some corrugated cardboard. This is the thicker type of cardboard, kind of like this. And yeah, just like that. And we're also going to be using markers and pencils, paper, a connecting material like glue guns or tape, scissors, decorative material. So I'll leave that up to you, whatever you think is decorative and fun and flashy. Doesn't have to be flashy if you're not into the flashy. Remember, this is your self-love headgear. Thin cardboard like cereal boxes or construction paper, something that's malleable but has some hold to it. A good working area. Give yourself plenty of space to like work. Okay. And either some string or some ribbon or shoelace. A measuring device like a ruler. And of course, this is the most important part. And if this isn't here, I'm just like, why are we doing this? You got to bring your whole self, all right? All of it. I want all of it. I'm bringing my whole extra self. You're here. Thank you.
Okay, I'm bringing my whole self too. Okay, so now that we know what materials we need for today's project, go ahead and grab one of those pieces of paper that you have and one of your writing materials. So it could be a marker or a pencil or a pen. And we're going to take a couple minutes. And if you need more time, you can just pause the video. But we're going to take a couple minutes to think about 3 to 5 things that we love about ourselves. What are 3 to 5 things that you love about yourself? And you can write those things down on your paper. Do you have your things that you love about yourself, Maria? Would you like to share what you wrote?
Yeah, I do want to share. Let me jot down this last one and I'll share it with you.
Okay.
All right. So I had wrote my beautiful brown skin, right? Like, and this is something that when I was younger, I wouldn't have been able to say. I didn't like my skin tone when I was younger. Um, but now I'm resisting, right? Now I'm like, I love my skin tone.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote you're smart
Mm-hmm.
on there to remind myself, even when I don't feel smart, I am smart. Can I wrote it to write down an affirmation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like how I said my brown skin wasn't something that I loved before, but I've learned to love it. I'm using this affirmation to remind myself that I am smart.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I'm going to be able to say, I'm smart. I don't need no affirmation because I know I'm smart.
Mm-hmm.
And I also wrote, I'm extra and I'm extra and I bring it all with me all the time. Right? None of it gets left behind. It just manifests on through.
Love it.
What did you write?
Love it. Let me see if I can show you. So I wrote, I am creative. That's one thing I love about myself. I wrote, I have a big heart.
You do. I I'm sorry, but I've just met you like in these past couple of weeks, and she's awesome, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I wrote, I am kind. And the last one says, I am open to trying new things. Yeah, I like to explore and I like to take risks. And even when I feel afraid, I really try to challenge myself um, to do things that will hopefully lead to growth. So
I,
yeah, these are a few things that I love about myself.
I love that both of ours had this idea of like, yes, this is me now, but in the future, things change, or like I can try new things and I'll find something that I'll love.
Yeah, I I I agree. And I think you're like the idea of affirmations get at that too. Like get at that growth or get at like sometimes an affirmation can be like a way to encourage ourselves like into the people that we want to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um So now that we have reflected on some things that we love about ourselves, by no means not all the things, just some of the things. What's next? How do we go about creating this cardboard headgear?
Definitely. It's time to start designing that out. So we're going to go back to the drawing board or our paper, wherever we were drawing or writing down our affirmations. And let's just draw out what we want our headgear to be like. Let's reflect on the ones that we saw in the examples. So we saw a graduation cap, a wig, and a cultural headgear or headpiece. Um, or you can make something that doesn't exist yet, right? Remember, I said bring your whole self and all your ideas. So, yeah, let's get to drawing.
Okay, so we're gonna sketch our design. Um, it feels like we should start with remembering that this has to go on our head. And our heads are like a roundish type shape. So I'm gonna sketch out like just like something round to represent the base of my headgear. So this is the piece that's gonna go on my head, around my head. And then Like Mario said, the rest of it should just represent us, and what we want our headgear to look like, the shape of it, the design of it. So go ahead and take some time to sketch out um, how you want your headgear to look. I wish we had a little music in the background next time.
Da, da, da.
Some jams. How is your design coming along?
I think I got it.
You want to share?
Yeah. Okay. So I did a little front view of what you might see. I'm a silly person. So I was like, well, what silly people wear headgear besides drag queens, right? And I was like, oh, jesters usually have like that hat, like a jester hat.
Yeah, I
like,
see it.
sure,
I see it.
I'll do that. And then there's a little heart here, but I hope that the heart is like cut out so you can see through it. And on the side view, I wanted to decorate kind of like you. I got inspired because I saw you write, I love myself. So I'm going to write some stuff down here or draw things out. And this, I'm planning on making it out like thin cardboard or construction paper. And so I added some supports here, these little rectangle things that you see. It's just in case like it flops down or something.
Okay. Cool. I love it. I love that it looks like a crown, but then it, like you said, it is a little bit silly and like looks like the jester hat, and like I don't know how to describe it, right? But like it's curved, like those triangle pieces are kind of curved. They're not like straight up. I like that. I like that.
Like yours.
Yeah, so here's my design. And I don't really know. I just kind of drew shapes that I felt in the moment. So I have like my base here that says I love myself on it. And then on the side, I have these papers that are like triangle shaped. And so that's what the little, I don't know, it's kind of like ears, but also like triangles. And then I plan to have these pieces of cardboard strips in the back. So I was inspired by a friend's headpiece and like by those long, beautiful feathers that were in the back. So I want to do something that has cardboard in the back and maybe different things I love about myself on each of the strips.
Nice. The pillars of love.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Great. So now that we have a sketch of our design, what's next? How do we go about bringing this to life?
Yeah. So since we all kind of have roundish heads, um, and each one of us is unique, we are gonna need to like measure out our head. So let's take that string or yarn that we had earlier. And what we're gonna wanna do is just wrap this around your head,
Oh,
like so, wherever you want it to sit.
okay.
To be crooked. And just have the two ends meet.
Okay.
And then once you have that, just pinch where they meet, and then you could lift it off. Oh, grab my hair. And that should be the size of your head. So,
Wow, this is the side of my head.
yeah, right? Like, I think it's interesting to think about. And we can bring this and lay it flat against the ruler and just measure that out. And I actually couldn't find my ruler, but I have this measuring tool that's also a cutting mat that has like inches on there already. So if you don't have a ruler but have something that you can use to measure, you can also use that.
Ooh, so what happens? Seems like my head is bigger than my ruler, which is 15 inches. So what happens if my string is longer than my ruler?
Yeah, good question. So what you could do is pinch it at where, let's say this is all my ruler got, right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna pinch and hold where it was left off, and then just bring that to the 0. Or you can use tape to mark off where the ruler cut it off at, and you can just lift it with the tape.
Okay, so let's see. It leaves off at the 15, so I'll pinch it and then bring the rest to the 0. Cool. And then just add it. So that was, my ruler is 15 inches, and then this is like another 7 about. So my head is about 22 inches.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be exact measurements, right? Like, I always give myself a little bit of wiggle room because I wear my hair differently on different days, or, I have more hair sometimes and less hair other times.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as long as it can fit on your head, it doesn't fall off or anything. It should be fine.
Okay, so maybe I'll make mine, like I'll round it and give it like maybe 23 inches. Yeah. For that wiggle room you were talking about. Okay, so once we know the size of our heads, what do we do with our measurement?
Yeah, so it's really great that you wrote that down, because right now we're going to take our cardboard strips and we're going to form it into a ring. And this cardboard strip isn't big enough for my head, so I'm going to take 2 of these and connect them together. I'm going to use a hot glue gun. What are you going to use to connect?
Let's see. I have tape. I'll start with tape. I also have some paper clips. And then I have glue, but I'm going to save the glue. I feel like if I make a mistake, it'll be easier to change with tape or paper clip. And so just before I'm ready to make it permanent, I don't think I'm going to use the glue just yet.
Well, that's a good tip. I love tape for that reason.
Okay, so I'm gonna connect these two pieces with tape. I think, I'm gonna connect it both ways. So like I taped it across, but I think I'm also gonna tape it around just for extra safety.
Mm-hmm. Giving yourself more support.
Yeah. I'm gonna tape it around there.
Oh, that's cool. It looks like an S.
Okay, so then I'm gonna take my cardboard and put it. You're done already. Okay, I'm gonna take my cardboard strip.
Don't let me rush you.
And then put it against my ruler. And then try to measure out my, 23 inches?
Mm-hmm.
So 15. Okay. So let's double check that.
Nice.
That seemed a little too big. I'll come down a little.
Are you using tape to show the length of where 23 inches is on your cardboard?
No. No, that was just, well, maybe, actually. 15. I was just kind of using my fingernail to hold it down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, okay. I think I got it. More like 21 and a half-ish. So then I'm going to cut it.
Nice. I love all the testing you did with like wrapping it around your head.
Yeah, I was just double checking. Okay, so now I have it and I can close my loop.
See, I just feel like these are stylish already, you know? Like go to a music festival, pop up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna tape that on that side and then tape it on the other side. Oh, I just have to get it around my hair. Okay. And there it is.
Nice. Oh, that's cute.
Okay. Awesome. All right, I'm excited. We have our rings, our bases down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we need to go ahead and just make a prototype of our design. So if we take our sketch, come back to our sketch, and Mario, now do we just start adding the different pieces out of like cardboard and paper to our ring?
Exactly. Yeah. And I really love the tip that you gave of using like tape before we like hot glue. So that could be something we play around with while we're building this out.
Okay. So I guess it's construction time. So go ahead and come back to your sketch and figure out what pieces you want to be what. So remember, you have your like construction paper. You have really thick cardboard, like a box or something. But then you also might have some thinner cardboard, like something like a cereal box or what else is like a thin piece of cardboard?
Construction paper is good.
Construction paper?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice and thick, but thin too. Easy to cut.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna use construction paper on mine.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna use this box for my back strips of my headgear.
What snack is that?
What'd you say?
What snack is that from the
Oh, my cardboard? It's some spring rolls. I love spring rolls.
That's perfect, right? Like it's something that you love to eat and we're expressing self-love. So you'd be like, look, this is for my favorite snack for food.
Oh, okay. I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna put a picture on it. Yes. I also love nature, and on this box there are like some green veggies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's nice. How you doing over there?
Doing okay. Doing okay. They added.
Ooh, I love that. I love that heart and I love that color too.
Yeah. It's also fun to like add and then just put it on your head and see like, oh, where should I add something else or where should I take away from?
I like that tip. So I got my purple triangles on. Now I just need to get my back pieces up.
Nice. Is purple your favorite color, or did you?
Yeah, you know what? I've been into it recently. It feels new, but I'm into it. Hasn't always been.
Oh yeah, those are nice. That's why I love that type of cardboard, because it's like rigid enough that it like holds its shape, but it's thin and easy to work with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not falling down or anything.
Another good piece of cardboard is like corrugated cardboard. I just removed the top layer of the corrugated cardboard just to show you what like the corrugation looks like. And if you cut with the corrugation, meaning if I cut this way following the vertical pattern versus cutting like against it like that,
Mm-hmm.
if I cut like this going with it, like going with the grain of the cardboard, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
it's actually stronger. So you could add like a little bit more weight. I'm not talking about you're gonna add 50 pounds and make a and sit there, but it helps build support. So like if you wanted to add like one of those pom poms, you didn't want anything to sag over, it'd be a good.
That makes sense because I have like this piece here, and I think this was
The
cut.
corrugation.
Yeah, and it was cut against it, so it's like super flimsy. It's not very strong. Like if I were to tape this, it would just curl right down.
Yeah, definitely. And then
Yeah.
if you were to cut with it, it would like stand up straight and nice.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. I think I don't know if I accounted for enough of my hair and my measurements, but here we are.
That's okay. Maybe like you wear a different hairstyle when you wear the self love. That's cute.
Oh, I love it. Okay, let's see. Oh, I need to add my words to the front. Okay, I think I might have my prototype complete.
Hey. Nice. Look at that. That's hella cute. I love that. What does it say on the side again?
It says, I love me.
Oh.
I didn't have enough space to write myself, so I just did a quick edit. and put I love me instead.
So what's the next step for you? Are you gonna like glue everything down now?
So I have everything taped and it feels pretty secure. I might add a couple more strips of tape. I think the next step feels like going back to our journal reflection
Mm-hmm.
and going back to those things that we wrote that we love about ourselves and figure out how we want to include those things onto our self-love headgear piece. Yeah, so I'm thinking like we can write out the words and add them to our headgear like I did on the front, but I'm thinking we can also create like symbols or drawings for these things as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You, well,
Okay.
like I think like you're a really good example of that is like the food that you loved and now it's incorporated into your headpiece, right? Or like I think about like the pride flag is like a big symbol that's like well known, and it's like, oh, you know what it means and you know what it's for. So I'm like, what are other symbols that you might want to add?
Let's see. I wrote that I'm creative. So maybe I will like draw out like a paint palette with different colors. And for like I have a big heart, maybe I'll just draw and cut out a heart shape. Kind of like how you did. And I don't know what I'm gonna do for being open to trying new things. I have to think about a symbol for that.
Yeah, I've been working on my prototype, and you know, I was cutting when I already put something on, and it didn't really turn out like a jester, but I really like the way it's looking now. And something that I really love that makes me happy and brings me joy are birds. And so I think I'm gonna add like a bird head with a beak up here. And like these are the wings on its side.
Oh, that's cool. I love that. I love how you're kind of like it didn't turn out how you thought it was going to, but now you're kind of like improvising and turning it into something that you do love. So I made this little heart and I'm going to put it on the side here to represent that I love my big heart. I think I'll put hearts on both sides of the purple.
I also, what I enjoy about making these is having someone there to do it with. So then I can hear like, oh, she has a big heart and she loves that about herself. And oh, she's creative and she loves that. And she loves spring rolls, vegetarian ones. And it just brings me joy to hear other people talk about themselves in such a positive way and about things that they love, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I always think that making is such a collaborative experience. Even though like we're making two different things, we're still like collaborating, building community. I'm just here for it, you know?
Yeah, I love it. I love it too. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I feel like, you know, for folks who are watching, you can be making with us in the moment right now, but maybe you want to take this project and do it with someone that you care about, or like do it with your friends through Zoom, or do it with your family. or people in your community. Yeah, I've always found that some of the best conversation comes up when people are making side by side.
Yeah.
Or like not necessarily physically side by side, like Zoom side by side as well. But yeah, there's something that just feels like natural, not forced. And yeah, like you said, like people just connect and it feels really good. Okay. So I have my hearts on the side. I love that we both have hearts going on. And then let's see where my spring rolls went.
See, like that was a perfect sentence. Where did my spring rolls go? Or where, I don't know where my spring rolls went.
You know what I'm thinking? Just to like be silly is maybe I'm just gonna like tape a marker onto my.
Yeah. I'm here for that.
Let's see if it'll hold. Hopefully. Right? Because like instead of drawing a marker or drawing paint or something, I can just like put a marker there. Right on it.
I guess it doubles like as a headgear and as a writing tool. You know, there's always that person who's like, you have a pen I can borrow or something?
Yep. Exactly. And I'll put my egg rolls on this side.
So here's the thing that I was talking about with the corrugation before, right? Like on this side, it's all floppy because there's no support. And here, this just stands up straight. And that's because the corrugation's running this way, just straight up and down, vertically. See? Like this feels much more secure than like this side.
I see that. That's a great tip. Okay. Let's see. I might need to add some of that to mine. Let's see. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, so I have my hearts on the side. I love me on the front. My spring roll and my marker.
Nice.
I think maybe you could use a little more support on the back side.
Hard hand. Cute. What are you gonna do to add support?
I think another piece of cardboard with the corrugation, the way you were saying. Yeah, a second piece of cardboard really made it stronger.
Hmm. Did you use the thin one?
Hmm?
Did you use the thin one or which one?
Yeah, I just actually used another piece from the spring robe, kind of like the same one, like just another white one behind it, and that also made it stronger. Just
I love that, like, the spring roll box became like the material. We just call it the spring roll now, right? Like now we know what we're talking about. I also think that's what's fun about using tools that or materials that you have around at home, because like it tells a story, right? You have this for a reason at your house.
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Your materials are a reflection of you, not just your design. Like all of it is a reflection of you and what's around you and what you love. All the choices you make are a reflection of you.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
Ooh. Wait, I love that.
It's like a lovebird.
Oh,
It's like spread
I love
love
that.
when it flaps its wings.
I love that. Okay. Um, okay. I'm having such a good time with you, but it's feeling like we're near the end. Like it's time to wrap up a little bit.
Yeah,
Um, do you want to show off your headgear and just remind us how it reflects and represents what you love about yourself?
definitely. So I I wanted to make a jester hat, but then I cut too much paper off from the sides, and I'm gonna try to just gonna try to position myself in the best way possible. Um, and then it started looking like a bird, and I'm thinking about, like, I said I love my brown skin, and then I was thinking of we were talking about like symbolism, and I was thinking about like the United Farm Workers and how right now they're providing food for so many people, and a lot of them are brown folk and black folk, um, who work to get food on the table for us, right? And I was like, yeah, I I want to be reminded of people that look like me, that are doing amazing work that doesn't get represented all the time.
Mm.
And they have this beautiful, and the UFW flag has a bird on it. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, si se puede.
Mm.
That's the best affirmation we have, right?
Mm.
Like, yes, I can.
Mm.
Yes, I'm brown, and yes, I can. I'm queer, and yes, I can. I'm a maker, and yes, I can.
Mm. Ah, beautiful, powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Wow, it's so incredible the way that we like start out with one idea, but like what comes to us throughout the process and what we get in the end versus where we think we're going. Right, and like we sketch out a design, and we start with the prototypes that we have some kind of guidance and direction. But then throughout the process, there's also just um, like what just like comes through from our souls that just connects with what we're doing at the moment.
Definitely. And even with the design process, it didn't look like a jester, but the supports that I thought I needed definitely came through. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that helped a lot. And so I found it like a really great experience to like think about problems beforehand, even if my idea slightly changed.
Awesome. Well, this is mine, my self-love headgear. It says I love me at the front, and on the sides I have these two triangle hearts that are purple, which is just a color that I feel like is representing me at the moment. And then also unexpectedly, I have these egg rolls here that came from the cardboard box I brought to use today. That just represents like a yummy snack that I love and can pretty much eat anytime. Anytime of the week, anytime of the day. And then I also started off thinking I was gonna put like some type of paint palette or something to represent drawing here that I would draw out, but then I decided to just put an actual drawing tool, a marker. And so this is my self-love headgear.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see. We want to see, there you go. We want to see what you have created. We want to see what you made with us here today. So you can hashtag at MakerEd at home, hashtag self-love headgear, and show us what you have created. Share your project with us at MakerEd.org on Instagram or Twitter. You can also find us on Facebook at Maker Education Initiative. And we'll be back in about 2 weeks with a new fun project. All right. Take care.
Hi, everyone.
And thank you so much, Mario. Thank you so much for being here and making with me today. And just all your positive energy and your commitment to self-love and to community. It's really powerful, and yeah, I hope you keep sharing.
Thank you for having me. It was great to know you throughout this whole process. I really appreciate it.